What's up guys, how you guys doing? This is Ray, and in this video we're talking about troubleshooting. Let me explain. Have you ever woke up in the morning to find out that one of your studio monitors stopped working? No sound, or it doesn't turn on? Now I want to show you 2 or 3 things to find out what the problem is. There's been times where something messes up, I crack it open and I find the part and replace it, and I save myself a ton of money. Now I know somebody that has a really nice set of studio monitors. One of them stopped working one day. He didn't even try to fix the problem. He just went and replaced it. And let me tell you, after looking at that monitor, $3 or $4 could have fixed that problem. So that's what I'm showing you in this video. Now there's many ways to do this. I'm just showing you what I would do. Some of you guys probably already know this type of stuff. Hope you enjoy this video. Now I'm going to show you some of the things you could do before you go crazy. Before you think you have to go spend a couple of $100s on replacing or sending out your speakers to get fixed. Now, if it's a situation where you lost power, this is going to sound dumb, but just try a different outlet or check the power cable or change the power cable. Believe me, I've seen that happen. I've seen people go crazy because the power cable went bad for whatever reason. Now another thing, and this is a common thing as well, these cables here, this is a RCA to XLR. Used to use this a long time ago. You know, this cable gets thrown around, I decide to use it, and eventually it stops working. I have to do one of these. I have to bend the wire in order to hear the speaker. So I know the cable's bad, but let's just say for whatever weird reason you only have one monitor and you only have one cable. Is it the interface? Is it the speaker? Is it the wire? I'm going to show you how to test it. If you have a multimeter in your home, let me show you. Let's crack this open. So, bear with me guys. 5 in the morning. Can't sleep, so I decided let's make a video. And this is what I thought about troubleshooting. Alright, so I take that apart, check the connectors out. Make sure nothing's broken. Always do a visual inspection. So, try not to make too much noise here. Don't want to wake everybody up. Alright, so what you want to do. Alright, so what you want to basically do, you want to put the multimeter into continuity mode. So, check it out. Nice. You know what? Let's remove these covers. Alright, so let's find out if this wire is bad. So I'm gonna hold one end here and let's see. Alright, nice. Now let's try another. I'm not getting anything here. So let's just make sure I'm making contact. Oh, there you go. That's all it was. It's just hard holding this thing. But there you go. So this wire is definitely good. So I tested both sides. Nice. Now if you did that test and nothing happened, then guess what? You need to go and buy a new wire. The wire is bad. Alright, so let me close this up. Now another thing I've seen, blew out your speaker, but you're not sure. Let's say the wires that are connected to the speaker, there's a crack in one of the wires. You're in the back of the monitor, you're cracking up the speaker, and guess what happens? You blow the speaker. Now you gotta go online and buy yourself a speaker. So always keep it on Unity, guys. You don't really need to hear music that loud anyway, so especially if you're mixing music. So again, you want to put it in, actually you want to set it to just ohms. There you go. So let's take a look at the, yeah, you can keep it in continuity, but you know, for this test I'll just keep it there. And here's what I'm looking for. The speaker's 8 ohms. I want to see the meter get close to that number. This wire got tangled. So let's look at the meter, and it should get close to 8 ohms. Oh, there you go. 8 ohms. So you know what that tells me, right? Speaker's good. Another test you could do, 9-volt battery, and you can put it to the terminals. I don't recommend it, but that's an old school test, and if you hear it, then you know the speaker's good. Or you could just hook it up directly to an amplifier at a very low volume and make sure that it is a speaker. Now, if you do hook it up to an amp and you do hear something, then you got to start worrying what's going on. If you have a multimeter and you did this test and you see OL with open loop, speaker's bad. Now another thing, and you basically see this with home speakers. Check it out. You have this power resistor here. As you can see, it's a 5 watt 2.2 ohms. Let's test that. That could blow. Alright, let this camera focus. So, alright, so let's test that resistor. 2.2 or something close to it. And sometimes it does that. It goes a little high, then it comes back down. But 2.7, 2.8, you know, it's within the tolerant range. So this resistor is definitely good. Now let's test the tweeter. Make sure we're getting 8 ohms. This test is also good to find out the ohms if it's not written on the back. So you just put it on the ohms and it should tell you. I can actually get close to it. Sometimes the meter will read 6.5, 6.9, and you know what? That's normal. What you want to avoid is the open loop. So this is good. The speaker's good, right? So what's going on then? Check the connectors. Now let's say inside of the monitor, these are the wires that are hooked up to the speaker, right? They won't actually look like this. They will actually look a lot better. They'll have the little clip-ons that clip onto the speakers. Now if they were like this, 9 out of 10, they're going to be soldered onto the speaker. So you're going to have to unsolder that. But on monitors like this, they're going to be clipped on. So you're going to take them out, and so here's what you're going to do. After you take out the wire, you're going to have to put into continuity setting, and you're going to have to do this in circuit so you don't have to unsolder the wire. And just let's test it out. So of course, wait a minute. If you hear that, then that side of the wire is good. That side of the wire is good. If you didn't, then you know the wire is no good, and all you got to do is replace your wire. Now you already opened up your monitor, so just do a visual inspection. Make sure you don't see anything that stands out. Now if your monitor doesn't turn on, and I've actually seen this happen. Check it out. Capacitor. Capacitors do go bad. Again, I've actually seen this happen on a pair of studio monitors, and all you had to do was replace the 4 or 5 caps that went bad. Now, one of the signs, and you can tell when the capacitor is going bad, you get a little bulge here. Now, here's the thing. Doesn't always show. A capacitor could be like this, nice and flat, no sign, but it's bad. So you would need an ESR meter to test it within circuit, or if not, you're gonna have to unsolder it, test it with your ohms meter, or get a capacitor tester and find out if this is good or not. If you do find one that isn't good, then you want to go online at DigiKey or one of those websites and just purchase one. Now here's the thing, you want to get the same exact one. You want to get one that's rated the same way. If your monitor isn't turning on, check the fuse. Right here, a lot of people don't know this, but in your KRK monitors, you have a fuse right here. So before you do anything else, always check the fuse. So let's take a look at it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there isn't a break. Some fuses can't see through it. So you would either try another fuse or try your ohms meter. So this comes with a replacement, but let me show you how to test this with your ohms meter. Alright, so I'm going to put it in ohms, and we're going to set it to continuity. I'm going to touch one side of the fuse. Just tried out the spare one as well. So there you go, guys. That's some of the things I would do. Now, before I finish up here, I just want to make sure that you understand that opening anything that's connected to an outlet can kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it'll put you on the floor. Gotta remember, capacitors store energy. So when you unplug something, those capacitors are still charged. Yes, there are a couple of ways you could drain the capacitors, but I would suggest just leave the speaker there for a couple of hours, even a day. And if you don't have that much time, then look online, find out how to properly discharge a capacitor. So here's what I want you to do. Check the description. There's going to be a lot of information there. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. If you have a question, post on the bottom. Again, I hope you really enjoyed this video. This is Ray, and I'm out of here. Later, guys.